Good evening, everyone. I am the Board Secretary for Gettysburg Area School District, and this evening, as I call the meeting to order, this meeting is now called to order. This is the annual reorganization meeting of the Gettysburg Area School District Board of Directors. At this time, I'll do a roll call vote of the holdover members. So do I have Ms. Broadway?
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Dickerson is absent this evening. Mr. Moyer?
Here.
Mr. Sigmund?
Here.
Thank you. At this time, from the holdover membership, we must elect a temporary president whose term shall exist only until the president is elected later in the agenda. Nominations are now in order for the office of temporary president of this meeting. Do I hear any nominations?
I nominate Tim Sigmund.
Second.
Any other nominations? All right, nominations have been heard. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye to nominate Mr. Sigmund.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed to signify no? No nos? So as we declare Mr. Sigmund as our temporary president, you may take the seat. Do you need the agenda to follow through? Do you need the agenda to follow through? All right.
Good evening. My second time in this seat, so bear with me. I better put these on. There we go. Okay. I have received certifications of elections for all the re-elected and newly elected members of the board and will now read the certificate of election. We, the County Board of Elections, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2025 in Adams County, Donna Harrison, Kathleen Pratt, Justine Sigg, Dave Seitz, are duly elected to the office of Gettysburg Area School Directors for a term of 4 years. Ryan Kearney was duly elected to the office of the Gettysburg Area School Board Directors for a term of 2 years. The certifications are signed and sealed by the Adams County Board of Elections, Randy File, Jim Martin, and Marty Qualley. I'm going to the oath. And we're going to go to oath of office. Where's that at? Okay. The next order of business is to administer the oath of office to the re-elected and newly elected members of the board. Would those individuals please come forward and receive the oath to the administration by Notary Belinda Welling?
So the top part of this is the oath. So I'm just going to copy it in my English, followed by the additional language. And then once you sign, I'll memorize it and put it into the file and give you a copy. Okay. So I'll start off and you can do I, and then you insert your name, and I'll follow along with the language. At this time, we'll administer the oath of the office. So if you can kindly follow after me, after you insert your name, say I. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Thank you very much. So if I can have you take a seat to the table then, of course, and you'll want to sign the document and then provide it to me, and then I'll memorize it for you. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Welcome. Nominations are now in order for the office of board president. Do I hear any nominations?
I would like to nominate Miss Alice Broadway.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, let's take a roll call. Oh, sorry. Any other nominees? Hearing none. I guess we just take a roll call vote. All right, I'll start down here. Donna?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Alice?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
And I got to go back. Mr. Kearney?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Where am I here? We will, wait a minute. We will, where are we at here? Mrs. Alice Broadway is our new president. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to election of officers 6.2. Nominations are now in order for the office of board vice presidents. Do I hear any nominations?
Madam President, I would like to nominate Dr. Al Moyer.
Is there a second for the nomination?
A second.
Second.
Great, thank you. Are there any other nominations for vice president? If there are no more nominations, a motion to close nominations is now in order. All those in favor of the motion to close nominations for the nominees shall signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Oh. I read that afterwards. Great. Okay, we will now have a roll call vote for the office of board vice president. Please state yes to vote for the candidate or no if you're not in favor of the candidate. Roll call vote. Donna?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Dr. Moyer is declared elected to be board vice president by majority vote. Congratulations, Dr. Moyer.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, moving on to 7.1, newspaper adoption. The board is going to vote and take action on the request to adopt the Gettysburg Times as the newspaper of record for the Gettysburg Area School District. Could I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Sorry, I just have one question about this.
Sure.
There's pending legislation.
Oh, so,
Can I ask?
Oh.
I know, the mic isn't really working. Could I ask that we have the motion and then the discussion once the motion's on the table?
Certainly.
thank you. We need a second for the motion on the table.
Second.
Thank you. All right, discussion. Mr. Cruden.
So there's legislation pending in Harrisburg for two separate bills that would no longer require districts to have newspapers of record because of the advertising revenue that districts spend. It is reported that could be up to 23 million would be saved collectively across the state. If we adopt the Gettysburg Times as our newspaper of record and that legislation goes through, is our adoption binding through all of 2026? Or could we start posting things online instead?
Can I see that working mic right there?
My advice would be to pass the motion, and what I would believe is that if legislation is, as you suggest, is approved and passed, that I would imagine within the legislation, or that there would be some guidance to say the newspaper of record is no longer required, as a part, because it says to adopt the Gettysburg Times as the newspaper of record. If there's legislation that says there's no longer a requirement to do so, we would no longer, like the motion, or I should say the action would end at the legislation. If that isn't apparent in the legislation, we could always pass a resolution afterwards to say, in light of the legislation, the district and the board is now voting in this manner.
So this isn't some sort of binding contract?
The board has to do it, so it's binding in that way, but to the extent that it's only binding because of the law, and if the law changes, that binding effect would decline.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. We'll just share.
Are we still discussing that matter?
Yep, go ahead.
Lee, if we have a viable alternative to the Gettysburg Times, like the Gettysburg Connection, and Dr. Matzer, I know we have we have discussed this in the past with some of our dissatisfaction with the Times. Is Gettysburg Connection considered a viable alternative, or is that something that we can at least look into later? Maybe not now.
I'll pass it over to Belinda because she's done a lot of the work on this. I mean, I don't think that there's a requirement one way or the other. Does it have to be in print? I don't think so.
We currently, yes, I have done research, so thank you.
It does. It has to be in print, right?
Gettysburg Connections, we do business with regularly, and we do also sponsorship, but the legislation is specific that it must be a print.
Like a print,
and a publication circulation, not that it's just online only. So we do both, but we still have to technically approve a newspaper of publication.
I appreciate that clarification.
If I might, I don't know if I have to push this every time, sorry, but I think that there's a print version. I've seen the print version at the coffee shop for the Gettysburg Connection, so it may not be disqualifying. I don't know, though, if there's a requirement for it to be a weekly or a monthly, and what their current circulation is.
It must be a regular publication, and so therefore, I've had this conversation with Mr. Stanger from the Connections regularly, simply because of the displeasure of the board previously with the Times. So while we approve the Times, we also use the Connections for many of our postings and publications as well, just to get the information out to the community.
Any further questions on 7.1? Okay, we'll take it to a vote then. Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
I'm
sorry. You go.
I think you might have missed.
Oh, Donna, I'm sorry. I have a list and I didn't circle back to the top. Donna?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Best for last. All right, moving on to meeting dates. 8.1, monthly meetings approval.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Being a long list of our meetings and a handful of Tuesdays. All right, I'm going to remember to go back to the top of the list this time. A vote. Any discussion on the dates?
Just
Go
real
ahead,
quickly,
Al.
Dr. Matzer, correct me if I'm wrong, but these pretty much correlate to what we have done historically.
They do, yes.
Further questions? Thank you. Ryan?
Yes?
Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
And I vote yes. All right. 9.1, the board is taking action on a request to agree to follow the state and federal laws, regulations, and standards, the Gettysburg Area School District contracts, and Gettysburg Area School District policy manual. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Great. A vote. Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Agenda item 10.1, PSBA legislative selection. We are discussing and taking action on a request to select a PSBA legislative chairperson for the 2026 calendar year. Can I get a nomination for that role? Cool. I'd like to put a nomination for Dr. Moyer to be our legislative chairperson. He has served in that role for a while.
You're not tired of me railing on cyber charter schools?
Well informed and good at providing information in that regard. In looking for a second, if that is
I'll
what others would
second.
like. Thank you. Any other nominations for that role? Okay, we'll take a vote. Tim,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Al,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Tim. Wait, I already did Tim. Look at that. And I vote yes. All right. Moving on to 11.1, discussing taking action to appoint Belinda M. Wallen as the representative and Thomas D. Fortnum as alternative representative to the York Adams Tax Bureau for the 2026 calendar year. May I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? And a vote. Justine,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Al,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
and I vote yes. I think we're getting better at this. All right, and may I have a motion for adjournment for the
So moved.
reorganization meeting? Thank you. Adjourned. All right, there you go. Meeting in 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, welcome everybody, and many of you who've been in the room for already, welcome back. The purpose of this meeting is to conduct the business of the Gettysburg Area School District. Board of Directors meetings and committee meetings are open to the public but are not public meetings. All school district residents who wish to make public comment should sign in prior to the start of the meeting and request to speak during citizens' participation. School district residents wishing to speak to the board shall do so only during the citizen participation section of the meeting. Public comment is welcome, and all issues will be referred to the appropriate board committee or administrator. Comments will be summarized in the official board minutes, which will be available by contacting the business office. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. All right, and for this evening, all board members are present except for Mr. Dickerson, who is excused. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we are starting this evening with notices and communications, and it looks like we have a presentation for James Geddes Elementary School. Mr. Wells, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here tonight, and congratulations to all the new board members. Previously, I've come to this board with different faculty members, sometimes with students, and we've talked about different things in the past, such as our Warrior Way PBIS. Last time, I think we brought some students and Miss Nolte and had a little song for you. Talked about the exciting things that were going on in the classroom. Mrs. Roy presented, talking about all the exciting things happen that tie ins with our CKL unit. This time, I thought I'd put a spotlight on our engagement efforts because it ties directly into what our district and Dr. Matzner and Dr. McFarland charged us with at the beginning of the year with their theme for the district, reigniting engagement and reimagining success. And as we were wrapping up the school year at James Geddes, and we were talking about a focus for next year, I was looking at, and our team was talking about growth mindset, how we can impact student engagement, how we can grow together, and it kind of just tied in right together. So our theme this year for James Geddes was one school, one team, growing together and making a world of difference. So tonight I want to focus that spotlight on those student and staff and family engagement efforts. This is just, I'll start off by saying it was hard for me to just put a few things down, because on any given day in the school, if you visit our school at any time, you'll notice in the classroom there are parent volunteers, there are different activities that the teachers have extended lessons and made it really engaging for students with different tie-ins with community agencies, organizations. So there's a lot of activity always going on in our school. These are just some that I wanted just to touch base on. Like I said, parent volunteers constantly in our building, and we welcome that, and we couldn't do it without those volunteers. Community partnerships, they might be in the form of members coming from the preschools coming to a Title I engagement night, or for instance, we've had tie-ins with ACTE, our high school, Gettysburg College students have come in and volunteered. Some recent examples of tie-ins that just this past week or so before the Thanksgiving break, we had our third grade invited ACTE members coming in, students coming in from ACTE to come in and work on the third grade body unit. They had the whole classroom set up like a emergency room with different stations, scrubs on, masks on, and just really different engaging activities that really got the kids excited and talking about leading up to it and talking about it since. They've done that for a few years now. If you get a chance to come out next year when they do that, I encourage you to do that. Dr. McFarland was out and joined us for that event, so it was a nice event there. And right that same day going on, I pulled off the scrubs like a doctor and raced down to the cafeteria because in second grade they were working on salt maps, and we had another group of second grade parents engaged in making salt maps with their students. And so our staff really do a really good job, the teachers really do a good job of whenever they can tying in and bringing in, inviting in community members, parents, and just making it a really fun, engaging atmosphere for all. In our lunchroom, some of the things this recent in this past year, so far this year, we've always done parent lunches where parents can come in at any time, let us know, give us a heads up, you're coming in, and have lunch with your student, and we welcome and we enjoy seeing that. It helps parents see what's going on in the cafeteria, see how lunch is served, and see how we handle things, and it's a good time for them to see that. This past week, right before break, we had the Thanksgiving feast, and we had parents come and eat lunch, a Thanksgiving lunch with their students in every grade. It was organized chaos. It worked really well. I shouldn't even say the word chaos because it just seemed to go seamlessly. That's a testament to our food service staff. That's a testament to our teachers and staff who gave up their prep time and worked behind the scenes, either putting meals together or worked the front line, distributing meals. And the kids just glowed when they walked through that line, seeing their teacher, their paraprofessional, there's one of their staff members in the building serving them Thanksgiving feast. So, and it was a great connection that we had with students as well. So we've done that for several years, and another way to connect with the families. Farm to School initiative, thanks to our food services. We had a farmer come visit. There was a tasting station for students where they could try different foods that maybe they would not try for mom or dad, but when they saw their friends giving it a try and enjoying it, they enjoyed some different foods. So that was another unique experience that we had at James Geddes. Besides the classrooms and the lunchrooms, we've had different events where we've had some tie-ins. I mentioned our Title I Family Engagement Nights. We have one coming up, and I believe we've invited board members, and if I'm not sure if all the new board members got an invitation. I will make sure that you do. We have a Polar Express night coming up. We'd love to have you come out. That was really a laid-back kind of night. It's a fun night where we have different rooms of different presenters reading Polar Express. Families can come enjoy some hot chocolate and, I believe, cookies. So it's a great night and something that the families and the students look forward to every year. But they also do, our reading specialists previously did a center-based activity night for families to come in and see what is going on in small group interventions, pull-out interventions. They gave tips for parents on things that they could do with their students at home to help their reading achievement. So that was great to see. And whenever we can, we're pulling in community partners as well. So we had people in the lobby from EL Services. We had our Family Navigator, I believe, was there. We had one of the preschools was there as well. So we had some tie-ins there at that night as well. I've mentioned before, and I presented to the board in the past about our various ways that we engage our students and our families with our positive behavior supports and how we recognize those students in those celebrations that we do. So we are always trying new things. We take what's worked before, and then we've got a dedicated staff of teachers that, again, give up their prep time, come in early, stay late, and they're working on those efforts because they just don't happen in a vacuum. It takes everybody, and we are looking for ways to always include our families in those. So I encourage you, if your student's not recognized for recognition or board members, I encourage you to come out and see those. You'll be really pleased to see how it's working, and I think you'll be impressed. Veterans Day, and I'll let Mrs. Daniels, she takes the lead on this every year. We had some members of the National Guard come out, and they came in the library, and Mrs. Daniels worked with the schedule. I'll let her talk about that in a little bit, but that was great to see. We always do something different. It was a little bit different than what we did last year, but it was a great event this year as well. Our PTO, I put up their RIF days. That's the most recent thing that they've done, but they really do a number of events for us, from the Mayfair days, the things in the spring, the different events throughout the year. They really tie in nicely and work with our staff and our students and with our classroom teachers, supporting us financially, supporting us with manpower when they can. And then, again, something I've presented to in the past for new board members, something to look forward to come March is our March Madness. A lot of excitement built up around that as we build our math skills. Our students will build their math skills, and we have a tie-in with the Gettysburg College. We take the whole school over to the Gettysburg College. Hopefully, if we meet our goal, and that's the desire and the plan, and we hope to do that again. But it's a fun, culminating activity. Some kids have never seen the inside of the college, have lived here, and said, I've never been back on the campus. So it's a great tie-in for us, and I encourage you to be a part of that if you can. And finally, two big initiatives this year, and Jen Daniels is taking a lead on this, on both of these initiatives, so I'm asking her to speak a little bit more in depth than I just touched on those many things that we talk about when we talk about student engagement. But two of the bigger projects are a garden initiative that has started from where Beth Page had undertaken that in previous years. And I mentioned to the board, I think last time I was here, that it had kind of fallen by the wayside. But Mrs. Daniels and Mrs. Peterman have taken over that initiative this year, so I wanted to talk about that. And our One School, One Book, where we just met with our staff to hash out details. It's still in the planning phases, but we're excited about those. And Mrs. Daniels can speak more about both of those.
Good evening. So again, what does engagement look like? Well, when you see a classroom full of kids engaged, you know what it looks like. It's amazing. We did a Veterans Day program where we had two members of the Air National Guard come in, and they brought in stuff. They brought in life preservers, they brought in night vision goggles, and the kids, they hid lights around the room. When the lights were on, you couldn't see them, and then they turned the lights off, and they could use the night vision goggles. And the engagement, the oohs, the ahs, the excitement, it was clearly a great day for the kids, and they really loved seeing it, and we appreciated the two members that gave up their time to come in and teach the kids a little bit about what they do, and in honor of Veterans Day. So that was really important. We do have this garden going on, and the garden has been in place for a while, and then it kind of, as you know, if you don't weed and keep up with things, it was a jungle. And it actually started with, when you talk about engagement and community, because I think they go hand in hand, started off with a thing at the college called PACE, where members of the community got together when we worked with Gettysburg College and area schools to, it was an environmental literacy initiative, and then it was, how can you bring this back into your schools? And so we brought in Ashley Peterman was one that came to the college and saw what we did, got really excited about it, so we got into the garden, and she had a grad class, and she made a whole program based on the garden. So one thing fed upon another and fed upon another. So in that case, you've got some teachers who are pretty highly engaged at that point too, because it's not just the kids. And she had all of her science classes for an entire week, digging in the dirt out there, tearing it up, and we had community members donate truckloads of mulch, and the groundskeepers here were there ripping out bushes, and it was an incredible week that has continued. We've planted some things, then we can reap the benefits in the spring. So we're really excited about the garden as well. And then the last one is the One School, One Book. You can tell when teachers are excited or engaged because there was a meeting and it was kind of just, hey, if you're interested and you can give up a morning, and who can give up a morning, let's come talk about this. I think every teacher was there if they were in the building. So it is something that the teachers are really excited about. Each student gets a copy of a book, the same book, and we have scheduled readings, and we read it throughout a certain amount of time. And the book we've chosen is called Dogtown by Catherine Applegate, and it is adorable, and it'll bring the kids together, the school together. It's about a dog. Obviously, it's about a shelter dog, but in this shelter there's regular dogs and then there's robot dogs, and they're not sure that they really like each other, and they find friendship and find ways that they are very similar as well as different, and they can celebrate both. So the themes are friendship and family, acceptance, courage, perseverance, as they try to find their forever home. But the nice thing with reading this, it does bring the whole school together as a community, and it also brings in the community will do a service project with the SPCA, and the kids get really excited about it. So those are two of the things that the engagement is clear, the excitement on their little faces, and their enthusiasm is contagious, and it goes from top to bottom and bottom to top. Thank you.
So I just want to end by saying that, like I said at the start, those things mentioned here were just a few. I'm going to quantify it, some figures, and present to the board maybe in the spring as far as the number of families that we've had in. like I said, if I would just look at the number of families that came in for the Thanksgiving feast, it was a huge turnout, and likewise for some of the other events. But these were just a few of the things that we're doing. Some of the other things, we've had a recent PD day where we've asked staff to really concentrate and focus and really think about and put down on paper the things that they're doing to increase student engagement in their classrooms. And so it is something that we're all in on this year and will continue to be. So I appreciate the time to be able to put that spotlight on it again, because it ties right in with our district theme for this year as well. Finally, thank you for the opportunity to share tonight. You're welcome to come out during any of these events, or please stop in. The one good thing, if you're over at this building for whatever work that you have to do related to the board, we're right over there. So you're welcome to come in, just drop in. We'd love to see you at James Geddes anytime that you have the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Daniels and Mr. Wells, for that presentation. Any comments from the board?
Thank you, Alice. Just a couple. Alice and I had the pleasure to be a part of the comprehensive planning process that was completed, I guess that was last year, right, Dr. Matzer? And Dr. Matzer led that entire process for us. But part of that focus was to improve our community engagement. And I know Dr. McFarland has given us updates on how we're progressing in that area. But I would just say, James Geddes and the other schools are doing a really good job of helping us realize that improvement in our progress in that area. The Title I nights, the literacy nights, and all the other things that you mentioned up there, I think is going to help us meet those goals of that comprehensive plan. So congratulations to you all on that. Jen Daniels and the rest of the team there, and it's such a welcoming environment at James Geddes. I was there on Thanksgiving for the feast and so on, no surprise, but just a wonderful welcoming environment. And I just want to say, on a personal note, my grandkids that attend James Geddes are just having a wonderful experience. The only chaos that I remember happening was on Thanksgiving feast. Two servers were just a little shaky, I thought, behind there. Dr. McFarland and Dr. Matzer, appreciate your visibility throughout the district, and I think that's something we've been missing for a while, and your presence in the buildings is greatly appreciated. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. And every time I hear teachers or administrators talk about hands-on engagement, I get really excited too. So I'm glad to hear the rest of the teachers and staff there are looking forward to all those things. Lots of good, real world connections for the kids. So thank you for your work with that. All right, moving on to citizens participation. Dr. Moyer.
Thank you, Alice. We have two groups. First of all, the Education Foundation president, Mr. Todd Orner.
Thank you, Al. I'm Todd Warner, 13 Pintail Court, Cumberland Township, current president of the Gettysburg Area Education Foundation, or GAEF. But as a recovering 12-year member of this board, I'd like to thank those that have served and moved on. For those of you that are sticking around, thank you. And to say congratulations to the 5 new members. I know many of you, and I think you're a wonderful addition to the board. And have fun, because it's a lot of work, but it can be a lot of fun and very satisfying as well. I just want to also let you know, as president of the foundation, that I look forward to sharing from time to time with you what's going on with GAEF, and working with you individually and together to enrich the students, families, and classrooms of the district. And I want to, keeping that hat on, thank Dr. Matzner for continuing GAEF's access to the administration building and the technology resources. We appreciate that. And also to let you and the community know that, of course, the high school holiday market's coming up on the 13th, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. GAEF participates in that. And we'll also, along with that, we'll be holding a clothing drive right at the entrance for community aid. So if you and those in the community have some clothes you don't want, toss them in a garbage bag, and we'll be there to take them in and get them off to community aid. So again, congratulations to everyone, all 9 of you, and number 10, for serving the district. Thank you.
And Mr. Orner, on behalf of the board and administration, we thank you for your efforts and everything that your team does with the foundation. Thank you. And now we're getting double teamed, I believe. Axa Jones and Karen Roper.
Okay, so good evening. So I'm Axa Jones. I'm at James Geddes Elementary and proud of all the things we're doing there. And also one of the co-presidents of our Gettysburg Area Education Association. And my co-president.
And I'm Karen Roper, and I am at the high school. I teach English and am liaison for Dollars for Scholars there too.
So we just wanted to come on behalf of our members to congratulate and welcome all the new and returning board members. We look forward to continuing and developing a positive, strong working relationship as we navigate the challenges and rewards of public education.
Yeah, and we believe our community benefits from a strong educational system that integrates the expertise of you all, of our administration and the teachers. And so thank you for volunteering your time and your energy so that our community can continue to learn and to grow.
Thank you, Axa and Karen. And just a quick note, especially for our new board members that you may or may not be aware, generally during public comment, and we really welcome public comment, that is not a time for us to debate with the community, but we certainly love hearing from the community. And something that I think we're going to try, I need to talk to Alice a little bit more about this, but something that we're going to try to do is that if there are certain questions that are pretty easy to answer, if we have a member of the board or a member of the team here that can answer that quickly, we're going to try to respond rather than having the awkward silence that sometimes we've had in the past. If we can't answer it that night, we will find the answer for you by turning it over to the person in the district that's best able to give you a good response and follow up with you, hopefully within 24 to 48 hours. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And thank you both for coming in on behalf of the Education Association and teachers. And good luck in the next couple weeks leading up to another break here. Things are getting a little bit busier. December is not an easy month, so thanks for your work. Okay, moving on to routine approvals. I think I can take these as a clump, unless anyone has objections to that. So looking at taking 5.1, the agenda, 5.2, the minutes for the November 3rd meeting, 5.3, minutes for the November 17th meeting, 5.4, approval of the Jacoby transportation drivers, 5.5, approval of the overseas trip to Spain. Looks awesome. I would love to go. And 5.6, the human resources recommendations. Can I get a motion for 5.1 to 5.6?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on those items? Great. Taking a vote then. Dave?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to 6.1, the Act 1 resolution, where we are voting, taking action to adopt the 26-27 budget resolution. The number is not to exceed 4.2. Can I get a motion for 6.1?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Yes, I was going to open it to discussion, and I wonder if perhaps we could start with, I know there's a document there, but I remember when I first joined the board, this is one of the more confusing items. So if Belinda wouldn't mind giving a little overview of it, I think that would be helpful.
Sure. Underneath Act 1 legislation, there's a requirement to either adopt a resolution not to exceed the index or to adopt a preliminary budget and have it on file for a long period of time. Historically, our board has done the adoption not to exceed the index. That way, it would allow administrators to help prepare their budgets and our office to gather the appropriate documentation to review and to present to the board later in typically February, March timeframe. When we know the governor issues his first budget, we like to be in front of the board to talk about our budget as how it's shaping up and how it's moving forward. Continual updates will occur, but the mandatory time period for on display of the budget will not occur until early spring. So this resolution, all this does is it's not says you're not committing to a tax increase of 4.2%. It's basically saying that the board feels as if they can pass a budget that will not exceed the 4.2% during its planning phases. Is that helpful?
That is helpful. Yes. Dave?
I'm totally confused on item 7B. The 10 days requirement. You're exempt because of A and C, but how does B come into play?
It's a timetable for a
Right.
time frame once it's developed by the legislators. So, because elections year have a certain time frame surrounding that.
Yeah, it's 90 days before the next election, correct?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
Plus another 20.
Yes, it's a standard resolution that's provided to us, and then we just adopt it. I mean, as you see, it's been since 2006,
Oh, yeah, so,
when the act came into play.
yeah, the question I have is, how do the proposed tax rate increase is less than the index? Do we know that for a fact right now?
We do not.
Okay.
We historically have never gone over the index to
Right.
begin with.
Okay, just
Yeah.
asking the question.
Yeah. Historically, it's been anywhere from 0 to 1%.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
And you're confident this year, Belinda, we'll be able to do that again, right?
I'm not saying or committing 0 to 1% this early in the game. I will say that the resolution will not exceed the 4.2%.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, now that we have a state budget and we've got all those monies flowing our way, it's like, right?
Spoken like a true business manager.
Any additional questions on 6.1? Okay, well, we will vote. Donna?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Tim?
Yep.
Justine?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Board committee reports. Perhaps the dates of the, oh, well, yeah. So we will spend some time giving more information to the new board members about this, but as it stands right now, the board committees that we have are the Finance and Facilities Committee and the Policy Committee. And it is encouraged for board members to join a committee and kind of serve in that regard once a month to get more information in either of those areas. We will be looking at the structure of those boards and the meeting times of those boards, but since that is something that currently exists, do we need to vote on like new board people for that, or can we say like the dates from the people that have been doing that? I don't know how that works.
I may make a recommendation, and that Allison and Jeff, historically, I'll just say we could do a better job with our committee, so I'll just leave it at that. Whoever is going to be the chair for those committees, we expect to work with a member of the administrative team to help collaborate on that agenda, and that members of the committee, if you're not available to meet during the designated times, and I know Jeff might be talking to us a little bit more about that, but I think I speak for Alice when I say we'd like to have your input on your interests, whether you'd like to serve on policy or finance and facilities. That would be good for us to know. And then I think over this next few weeks, the next time that we meet, we can form those designate committee chairs and members of the committee and establish dates and times that are most convenient for everybody to meet, that especially that will allow more board engagement and participation. I didn't want to misspeak.
Sure.
No, you're good. Actually, we do have that scheduled for something to talk about on our next agenda, to look at putting a chairperson for each of those committees. We also have to look at having a representative for our board on the JOC for Adams County Technical Institute as well. So that'll come up at our next meeting.
Great. So more information to come on board committees. Program reports. Dr. Massner.
I guess that's me again. I really don't have anything at the moment. I hope everybody had a wonderful, restful Thanksgiving break this past weekend. I would like to also extend my congratulations to the new board members. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And as Alice mentioned earlier, we're kind of gearing up for the next few weeks until we're on break again, and it'll be a busy few weeks. We do have our end of the semester coming up in January, so we'll be having some changeovers happening there. And for the new board members, again, Mr. Wells and Jen Daniels, I think she left. I know they did a great presentation today, but for the new board members, just so you're aware, we do have a schedule. We try to have our building admin teams come in to at least one board meeting per month, just to give you guys all an update on what's happening in the schools, and we'll continue to do that throughout the year.
Mr. Master, I saw it somewhere. I don't get on Facebook much, and I thought I saw it on there, but I think it was the middle school that just got ranked pretty good in the state.
Yes, the middle school was ranked 74th in the state. They did a great job. We actually had two other of our buildings that were on the list. I know that the middle school is recognized being in the top 100. Vanessa, what do you recall with the other two buildings, which ones they were?
High school was, I believe, 149th, and then James Geddes was national. They were in the 600s.
These are state assessments, Keystones, and PSSAs, or?
This is with U.S. News and World Report rankings,
Oh, okay.
but it is based on those, yes, multiple years of those assessments.
Thank you.
Let's read what we wrote. All right. So that brings us to our calendar of board events and our listed dates there. Our next meeting will be held on Monday, December 15th at 7 p.m. in this boardroom. And following our meeting tonight, the board will have a brief executive session for distributing some materials that talk about the role of the board. So there you go. Onboarding materials. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Adjourned.